The movie is starting! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Movie is Starting. I am one of your hosts, Chris.
I am Jeremiah.
And today we're joined by...
Tomas Medina.
Today we're watching the stuff. Tomas picked this movie today, and why are we watching this stuff today?
Well, I always saw it on Channel 66, WGBO television, being from Chicagoland, Channel 66. See, back in the day when there was UHF and VHF.
What?
Yeah.
The movie with Weird Al Yankovic?
No, there was VHF, right? That was like channels 2, 5, 7, 9, and 11. Mm-hmm. And then there was UHF, which was the cool channels in my opinion. Channel 50, WPWR-TV. They had Channel 32, WFLD. You had Channel 60, which was like infomercials. You had Channel 26. At that time, it wasn't Spanish. It was like educational, kind of an offshoot of Channel 11. Then you had Channel 20. You had Channel 38, which was like preachers. And you had Channel 44, which was Telemundo. And then Channel 66 was my personal favorite because they showed the new Leave It to Beaver, Punky Brewster. They had all these like reruns of like shows.
So it was basically like the 80s network, kind of.
Yeah, well, at that time, it was like, you know, all this stuff that like syndicated shows. And then they also had like cool like late night. I remember that was when I first discovered Howard Stern. Howard Stern was on Channel 66 in the year 1989 to 1990. At that time, nobody knew who Howard Stern was. And I remember all my friends would watch Saturday Night Live, and I'd said, F that. I'm watching Howard Stern. There's lesbians. And his show was the best show. It was stupid. It was silly. There were skits. And I'd go and I'd talk to my friends about this show. Nobody knew who Howard Stern was.
Because he really didn't take off until the Private Parts book came out.
Well, he came to Chicago. He was number one in L.A. and he was number one in New York, which is the number one and number two markets. But he failed in Chicago. He came to Chicago in like the mid-'90s. I don't know, and nobody listened to his show. He did not dominate in Chicago. Why? I have no idea. At that time, Mancow was the big guy. But anyway, so they had Howard Stern on there. They also had a TV show called Night Flights. And Night Flight is awesome. It was basically YouTube before YouTube, and it was 3 hours of a hodgepodge of stupid silliness. It almost kind of reminds me of Everything is Terrible. I don't know if you know that group. It's these guys that find tapes and then they just put like a workout video, and then they put out a rock concert to a band you've never heard of, and then they have like a skit.
Light dancers or something.
Yeah, it's like you ever see those like little? There was also Lost and Found video night that was put out by 15 Minutes to Live, and there's other ones. TV Carnage was another one, but anyway, Night Flights was just kind of like a compilation of goofy shit, and I loved it, and I would stay up and watch that. The reason I'm telling all this is because they had these crazy B movies on, and they would have like whoever did the programming there had really good taste, because they had like the one with Tawny Katane.
Witchboard.
No, it was her very first movie, the Pearls of Gwendolyn, which I have no idea.
Softcore porn?
Yeah,
well,
sounds like
I have it on DVD, and there's like, Tawny Katane is beautiful. I married a girl who looked, in my opinion, just like Tawny Katane. But anyway, Tawny Katane was a pretty girl. I don't know how they put that movie on WGBO. They had all these weird films, like I remember Creepshow 2 was on there, and then The Stuff was on there. I never really got it as a kid.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you my big reason at the end of this whole movie why I picked The Stuff. I'll tell you my big reason why.
In the day, and I was just like, oh, it's killer yogurt.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. As a kid, you don't understand marketing. And,
yeah. Nowadays, you watch, you're like, aha! I see what he was doing there.
It's satire.
Well, yeah. Now, as I watched the movie, I saw what the hidden meaning was.
All right. So since this is a commentary track, we're going to watch the movie as we talk about it, and I have it queued up, and I'm starting the movie now.
The Larry Cohen classic, The Stuff.
I like how it just gets right into it.
Yeah, it really does get right into this. Now, there's a weird scene here. Look at this guy. All right, and he sees something.
Which, honestly, first inclination, if something's out of the ground...
You don't want to stick it in your mouth?
Yeah, look, he what is this? And then he eats it. What the hell? Yeah. Who would do... Well...
This guy.
This is the best chicken shit I've ever eaten.
Yeah.
Yeah, it tastes good.
It's Earth Spooge.
It's like the first person that decided to eat an egg. Like, oh, well, the wolves are eating it. Well, I guess I'll eat it too.
I mean, well, here's the thing. It's like you can tell it's like snowing out.
Yeah.
I take it. How do you discern that from the snow?
Yeah. Well, it was pulsating.
Oh.
Also, if something's fucking pulsating, don't put it in your mouth.
how did he, outside of this, maybe the steam? Yeah.
Look, lick it off my finger, mister.
I promise you, I washed today.
You know, I went on a Craigslist date with a girl. I went on 60 Craigslist dates. These are legit, no handies. And so this is back in the early 2000s, before all the murder. And I remember this girl was telling me that she was a vet. And this guy came in and he said, "My dog is sick. He's vomiting blood. I tasted it and it's not ketchup."
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that guy came from the same school as this dude.
Yeah, I'm thinking, that guy tasted. That's love right there, to taste your dog's vomit.
Oh,
New World. I love New World. Anytime you see New World, I used to have a T-shirt with a New World logo on it.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
And Warlock bankrupted them.
Which is,
Really?
It's such an underrated.
I just bought the
movie,
Warlock
too.
collection on Blu-ray, and
Such an
they were talking
underrated
about
movie.
how Warlock was the last movie they were going to release before they went bankrupt, and when they went bankrupt, they couldn't release it anymore.
Yeah,
And
somebody else picked it up. Who
yeah,
was it? 21st Century?
No, it was not Live. It was who ended up becoming Artisan. Trimark.
Trimark. People that did the one with Jennifer Aniston. What is it? Leprechaun.
Oh, Leprechaun. And Rumpelstiltskin, give me your baby!
Oh, fucketh me. That's all I remember from Rumpelstiltskin.
I just remember, give me your baby!
Oh, shit.
You guys ever see the movie God Told Me To?
I've heard of it,
It's
but
the
I've
one with
never
Andy
actually
Kaufman,
seen it.
right?
No. Well, yes, you're right. Very good. He's in
Andy
there. That's
Kaufman's
right.
in that one?
It's
For
one
real
of the
brief,
very-
he's in the marching band.
It's one of the very few movies he ever did.
See?
Yeah, that shit.
Dang. At least this kid's got the right idea. That is not going in my mouth hole.
Something tells me this kid's home life wasn't that great even before the stuff.
Look, you're adopted, right? Are you on the dopes?
Whoa.
See? Oh, back when that was a thing.
Yeah, not anymore. Although
You go to jail for
DCFS.
that shit nowadays.
I was on a bus ride to Iowa on a Greyhound, and I remember this lady, she had these kids, and these kids were misbehaving. And she's like, "Shut up, or I'll bring out the medicine." And the kids are like, "What? I don't want the medicine, Mama." And I was like, "What's the medicine?" It wound up being NyQuil. She would like,
Put him to sleep.
put him to sleep. I'm like, DCFS, is that even? Hello, I don't even know if that's.
Oh my god.
This stuff, you can eat it shirtless.
Now this kind of thing just makes me laugh. Back then I thought this was like a legit commercial.
Well, she's coming up. A classic other spokesperson is used, and I think this either one of these commercials or a later one from the Wendy's campaign.
Where's the beef lady?
Yeah.
Where's the beef?
Where's the stuff?
That lady's got to be dead by now.
Yeah, I'm sure she's.
Oh look, it's the most interesting man in the world.
The old one, not the new one. These
So
fat
did this
cats.
one take place in Chicago? I know one of Cohen's movies.
I don't. It doesn't look like Chicago.
It's like LA,
No.
kind of. It's either LA or
Oh no, there's the. Is that the Statue of Liberty back there?
No, it's not.
Or is that Alcatraz? One of
These,
Cohen's movies took place in Chicago. Could have sworn.
these Wall Street fat cats taking advantage of the little man.
This
Michael
guy.
Moriarty.
Oh yeah.
So charming in this movie.
Oh yeah. Q, the winged serpent.
I always get he's very I get him confused with John Voight all the time because they have a very similar style, even like the way he talks. Like, oh yeah,
He kind of shakes his head a little bit, like
I ain't going nowhere without my little buddy. You know.
Yeah, he's got a good. I don't know. This whole movie, he has a. Like, I think he knows that this movie is stupid.
Yeah.
So
I think
through
he
the
knows
whole
about all of
movie.
Cohen's movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say because Cohen used him a lot.
Yeah, he was in Q. He was in. Was he in It's Alive?
He was in like he was in like one of the sequels to I think he was in the third one, the It's Alive Island or whatever.
Oh, Island of the Alive.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And he was also in Salem's Lot too. What a stinker that movie is.
Oh, Return to Salem's Lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, look at this. This is very interesting here. There's a competitor, right? This is kind of like what... I mean, I don't want to say that stuff like this happens, but maybe. Corporate espionage. He's a...
Yeah, well,
He's got to go in and kind of look to see what the other company is doing and find a reason why. Why is the stuff's outselling all of our ice cream?
So it's basically Coke versus Pepsi. Only people die.
Spoilers.
I'm just a simple Southern man.
Well, that's the thing, is like he seems to just like have fun in these movies. Like he
Yeah.
knows how stupid they are and he just kinda like rolls with it.
Right. And if you watch on the comment, there's a little featurette at the end of this. This is what's so great about Arrow. Arrow is the DVD that I brought over. They're from the United Kingdom. And they put out like all these classic B-movie horror movies.
They have their Creepshow 2.
Yeah, I have that too. Yeah. The best one is Society. I love that movie. Society. It was so hard to find.
That movie is fucked up.
Totally messed up. That you'll never forget the ending on that.
No, I will not. I remember seeing that on cable. That
was
is an orgy to end all orgies.
That was like the really hard movie for me to find.
Yuzna.
Yeah. All the Evil Dead. I'm not Evil Dead, the other.
Reanimators.
Yes, Reanimator.
Yeah, they're like the Scream Factory of England.
Yeah, they do a good job. I have a lot of their movies. I have Return of the Killer Tomatoes.
Oh, I gotta buy Brain Damage that they released.
I have Brain Damage. Brain Damage should be the movie that they show to like addicts. You know?
Yeah, worst case scenario.
No, to basically.
Oh.
Like this is what it's like to be an addict.
Yeah, basically here's what drug addiction does to you.
Thanks for the job, gentlemen.
I always liked that one since I was a kid.
What?
Brain Damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
That guy grows up to be the villain in that horrible A-Team movie.
What?
Yeah. And he also does a lot of voiceover work. He was Captain America on...
A-Team movie?
Yeah, the A-Team.
The one from like 5 years
Yeah,
ago?
with Liam Neeson. He was like the villain in that. Like
Really?
Yeah, that Pike or whatever his name was. The guy who was the mercenary.
That's Patrick Wilson.
No, not him. He was the CIA guy. The guy who was the Blackwater guy. Yeah, you don't remember? You don't remember? I guess made that much of an impression.
No, I own it. I like it.
Yeah.
It's just I don't remember.
No, he's the guy that B.A. Baracus kills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he also does like all the voiceover shit. Like he was Captain America and the Avengers Assemble cartoon.
Ah.
And I don't know if you guys remember that brief '90s remake of like the TV series of Smokey and the Bandit.
I remember that.
Yeah, he was the bandit.
Was that where they used the Dodge Stealth?
Yeah.
They made a TV show out of Smokey and the Bandit?
Yeah, it was one of the things that launched UPN. Because UPN.
I thought that was Homeboys from Space.
What's that?
I remember that. Homeboys from
There was
Space.
several. There was like
With
Voyager.
Flex was in that. He was in like every black sitcom in the 80s or 90s.
Yeah, I remember it was like Voyager. Or
and
was
there was
Homeboys
Sentinel,
from
and
Space.
Sentinel.
My Secret Identity. Remember that one where he was?
God.
Who was in that? It was that guy that married the girl from the X-Men movie, the Stamos.
No,
Jerry O'Connell was in that.
And there was that one that had.
Look, he
Dr.
doesn't want
Crusher.
the stuff. Did you see that? I don't want it.
There
I
was
don't
that
want
Richard
it.
Grieco show that had Dr. Crusher in it.
Wow, I just watched If Looks Could Kill last night.
Apparently, the stuff also makes people into fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Look, it's unknown elements. Let's eat it.
But the question in this movie is, why are people eating this? Everybody's like,
Totally cool.
they,
with it.
yeah,
Look,
totally
it's
cool
not-
with it.
It doesn't have to be refrigerated either.
Yeah. Drink Coke.
So it's a secret formula.
Wink. So this is Garrett Morris was in this too, right?
Yeah, he's
Chocolate Chip Charlie.
Charlie, yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
A little faster pace, okay? Let's get a little movement into this. Step. Let's see the baby.
We haven't eaten anything all day.
Except the stuff. Is there a bigger spoon?
Oh, good lord, what's wrong with her face?
Which one? The one on the right?
She's a witch.
Kind of like Tracy Ullman from Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh God.
Just a little bit, yeah. As they come forward, you need to...
Love the hair.
Yeah. Oh,
Did you notice in the
yeah,
80s the bathing suits on women were cut different?
Yeah, a lot of one pieces.
Now take a bite. Let me see how much you love it.
This is not PC. For
I was gonna say, yeah.
All the white stuff in their mouth. There you go. There's
Zing.
There's finally
There we
one that's not
go.
up there.
Progression.
Yeah. But it just looks like somebody cut a piece out of the one piece.
Yep. Basically.
Who the hell are you?
I had a talk with Kendall about her employment and about this job and everything, so you all can bring coffee.
Roger
What's with the
Ebert.
steady cam? You didn't.
Now relax and down. You got that? Okay. Now, listen, I'm sorry to interrupt you like that,
But I'm a Southerner and I don't understand these northern
I'll say. I'll say.
ways.
I'll say. I'll say.
I don't get where you are now about waiting in line, did you?
Ugh.
You know that story.
I know that story because that's the way I got
I say you made a right choice.
And here I am with you and
Who how's it, Carpetbaggers?
Rutherford?
Mo. My friends call me Mo. They call me Mo because every time they give me something, I always want Mo.
Oh,
That's
how
pretty
many
good.
times does that line work?
How southern of him.
good thing his name wasn't Dick.
Oh.
Relations campaign, but
I was once-
Cowboy bits.
I was once at a porn shop, and well, I was at a porn shop a lot of times, but there was once I was in a porn shop, and then there was this Mexican guy sweeping the floor, and the guy behind the counter was like, "Hey, you know what?" He's talking to some dude. He's like, "You know what I really love?" And then the Mexican guy goes, "Dick." And then the guy's like, "No, man, you know what I really love?" And then the Mexican guy goes, "Dick." And he goes, "No, man, I love those cars with the backs." You know, he's describing something else. And then the Mexican guy, as he's sweeping under his breath, goes, "No, you like dick."
My agency and make
This, apparently her blouse is very itchy.
Might be just shame. It's my nervous actor twitch. I've seen her in something else.
This lady right here?
Yeah, she looks really familiar.
Let's see. Her name was Andrea Marcovicci. Yeah, Marcovicci. Yeah.
Marcovicci.
Yeah. And let's see what she was in. Well, she was in Woody Allen, The Front. It's also in
Space-
Oh, I know. Yeah, Space Hunter. That's probably where.
Oh,
Yeah.
she was his partner. She's the one who melted. It's what was the name?
I saw that at the theater with my parents.
Yep,
Space
I have
Hunter.
the Blu-ray of it. Yeah, 3D. I saw it. In the
Is
theater,
that the one where
3D.
an arrow came out of the tomb and I can't?
No, I think that might be Treasure of the Four Crowns.
That's very good because I remember my
I saw that
dad.
in the theater.
My dad ducking.
Oh.
Like he had the glasses on and then he ducked, and I remember him turning around, making sure nobody saw him duck.
No, Space Hunter was with Peter Strauss and Molly Ringwald. It was like one of Molly Ringwald's first
Look at-
movies.
Race war.
Look, he doesn't. He
Hate
doesn't.
crime. Hate crime.
Look,
The way
he's-
the music is booming and make you think that.
well, look,
too.
he doesn't want people to eat it. He's like, he knows that there's something wrong with it.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this, guys. If you knew that this stuff was moving around, would you do the same thing? Would you say, don't eat the stuff?
Oh, now we have Facebook.
Oh yeah. Just make it viral.
Yeah. Film it moving with my cell phone.
I just. Oh shit.
Is that Peter Boghossian?
Yeah. It was.
It's Peter Boghossian.
Oh my god.
Who is Peter Boghossian?
He was the bad guy in Under Siege too.
Yeah, he's also like
There
a
he is.
writer. Yeah, he's like a
Comedian.
writer, and he's a comedian, and he's like he's written screenplays, and I think he may have even directed a few things.
He talk radio.
Yeah.
That was his big
Yeah,
thing.
that was
Talk
the big-
radio.
yeah.
Yep, that is
That
Peter
is definitely
Boghossian.
him, yeah.
God damn. This got him that role in Under Siege 2. Him versus Steven Seagal. It's a match of the century. I think Steven Seagal just like flicked his nose and he went, and exploded.
It's what I do.
I cut my ponytail off for this.
Huh.
Well, I'm just gonna look in here and mind, don't mind me.
Hey,
Oh,
Danny-
Hey, it's Danny Aiello. I forgot he was in this.
Well, sure, the man from Consumer Magazine. That's fine.
I'm not
It's
reading
like
cue
it's
cards.
loaded with stars.
Do dogs like the stuff?
Marmaduke.
Gives him such a nice coat.
How old is he? When you born here? He's not with it? I'm feeling very well. Can I get you a drink? Oh, no, thanks.
I never touched the devil's nectar.
That dog's just looking for his next hit.
Mr. Vickers, how long have you been with the Food and Drug Administration?
About as long as I've been working in Hollywood.
See, now all I can think of is the Saturday Night Live sketch where he just demands high C in turkey.
Danny Aiello?
Yeah, it's like the one episode that he ever hosted.
Was he in the pickle? He was in the pickle.
Yes.
Remember the pickle?
Yeah. Because he was like he played the director.
He was a director of a movie about a killer pickle.
And like he was trying to make it like a bad movie.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
It's like the Alan Smithy movie that they made.
Burn
Hollywood Burn?
Burn. I saw that at the theater with
Really?
Jay Roush.
Oh shit!
Or sorry, James Azrael. Oh, we're not supposed. Why? Why
No.
can't we give names
It's
out?
We keep it informal.
Shit.
That's just the ongoing joke we have.
Yeah. God, everything he says sounds like he's like a mafioso.
And it looks like he's reading off of cue cards.
Probably.
Is he just coming off the SNL episode?
No, that was in like the 90s. So.
In this case, it was a pleasure. It was an absolute pleasure because I'm fine.
He's acting like an addict. He's all like jittery, and I gotta get in the kitchen real quick.
The dog is improving again.
Ah.
It's very good. But I understand that you're not a chemist.
We dropped LSD in Spunky's food again.
But I can give you the names of some of the people I've handled. Oh, well, I tried that already.
But yeah, that screening I was at this at the Portage, what was it, 5 years ago, I want to say?
Yeah.
And yeah, Larry Cohen was supposed to be there to announce it and do like a little presentation beforehand and all that Q&A, and he couldn't make it, and they ended up doing like a Skype video. It was actually really cool. He seemed really nice.
Yeah, if you watch the special features at the end of this, Larry Cohen is an interesting cat.
He also did, I think he directed, but he wrote that cellular movie that came out.
Yeah, and Phone Booth.
Yeah.
He wrote that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He was talking about that. He said for a while he was obsessed with like cell phones and stuff like that. So he wrote like 3 movies in a row that had to do with cell phones.
That dog's trying to kill me.
And he's still working. My brother worked with him for like a day.
And I mean, like, well, he even got his start, I think, writing Branded, the TV show that they, the one that they always thought that they reference in.
Look at all that stuff, man.
That's a lot of stuff.
That's code for cocaine. Cocainum.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. My pleasure.
Okay, he's gone. I can have more of the stuff.
Could stuff my face.
I don't know. Get copies to this.
Probably gonna bathe in it.
So basically, all these people are eating this stuff, and there's some people that are wondering, why are these people doing this?
You're the good boy, Ben. I got a treat for you.
Oh, shit.
Look, even the
Son of
dog is
Sam.
doing it.
You deserve it, don't you?
Give me a hit, boss. Just a taste. Just a taste of the good stuff.
Fucking Berkowitz over there.
That used to be a Dairy Queen, by the way. Got rebranded.
Could you imagine working there and listening to that song all day?
Can't be any worse than working at Kmart during the holidays and hearing "I'll Be Home with Bells On" by Dolly Parton 15 times a day.
Oh, now it's that Mariah Carey. All I want for Christmas is you. That she must be the president of money, because that song plays every 15 minutes in every store.
That is the smartest dog ever. Marmaduke's gone evil.
Acting.
Oh, see that's
Some Somebody forgot to give him rabies shots.
That's back when it, CGI upsets me. I mean, sometimes it's done well, and then that's like the easy way out. Back in with Tron was disqualified for an Academy Award because they said they cheated. They used computers.
Yeah. Like, the one thing, like, CGI-wise that really ticks me off is whenever I see CGI blood.
Yeah.
It's just like, why even bother? How hard is it to, like, attach a squib to somebody?
Well, it was cleaner. We didn't have to take it back. We didn't have to do another cleanup afterward.
But it still looks like CGI blood. I think the one where it's, like, the most noticeable is, like, Land of the Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, and Devil's Rejects, when the girl gets the knife in her chest, and you see,
they,
like, the blood running down her
remember
chest. Priscilla Presley or
Or
whatever.
not Presley, whatever. But from...
Barnes.
Yes.
Oh, the worst CGI blood was in London Has Fallen. What's his name? Wings Hauser? Not Wings Hauser. What was his kid's name? He was in Pitch Black.
Yeah, that's right. Or it's Cole Hauser.
Cole Hauser, when he gets shot, he gets gunned down in the White House.
Yeah.
And he gets shot 5-6 times in the chest. And as he's falling, the bullet holes move around because they couldn't track it right. So they kind of shift all over his chest. It's just really...
I like hanging with you guys because you mentioned Wings Hauser.
Beastmaster 2.
Yeah.
Or the Watchers, whatever, whichever Watchers sequel.
He also played a crooked cop in Tales from the Hood.
Oh, God. I have that. I actually have that.
It was him and, the guy who died, Michael, he was the guy who was involved in the accidental shooting of Brandon Lee. I can't think of that guy's name.
Oh, yeah. That actually made the news. Like, the guy who accidentally shot Brandon Lee died.
Yeah.
He went on he disappeared off the map.
Oh my gosh! Could you imagine that?
He lived in France. He did his family because he grew up in France. There he is.
There he is.
Charlie.
He's Dolomite too.
Yeah. Don't hit me! I was the only black member on Saturday Night Live for a time.
You're chocolate chip Charlie.
Well, I sure as hell ain't the Kentucky Colonel.
Oh, Garrett Morris, you are priceless.
I'm trying to find out something about the son of bitches who stole my company out from under me and threw me out on my beautiful black ass. You wait for
God damn.
those shits. Somehow, man, they got to my asshole brother and my 2 idiot nephews.
The only thing I always remember him from is that deaf translation thing on SNL,
Yeah.
where you just scream everything.
You're not going to do this.
It's like, oh yeah, here's our guy that's gonna translate for the hearing impaired. He just scream everything.
He was the oldest cast member. All the other guys were in their. All the other cast members were in their 20s. He was in his mid 30s.
He lasted longer than most of the original cast too, didn't he?
Yep. But yeah, I think they hired him because initially they hired him, I think, just as a writer.
Mm-hmm.
But then eventually they were like, oh, we need this guy's really funny. Why don't we just put him why don't we actually put him in some of the sketches and stuff?
You can say it, Jeremiah. You can say it.
Yeah, they wanted to diversify.
Yeah. You know that's what they were thinking.
Yeah. But I guess he and Al Franken hated each other.
Really?
Yeah. To the point where I guess he was gonna beat the shit out of Al Franken. They nearly came to blows because he talked about it on it was the WTF podcast.
Oh, was that Mark Maron's podcast?
Yeah, where it was the one with Garrett Morris. Where he talked about I don't want to mention his name, but he's a state senator now.
Wow.
Hard to believe that Al Franken is a friggin' senator.
Yeah.
Because he's good enough. He's smart enough.
Right.
Doggone it, people like him.
No, actually, people do like him.
Well, remember when Jesse Ventura was the governor?
Yeah.
Now, he's incredibly intelligent, Jesse Ventura, and he was the only guy who pretty much beat... What was the name of the guy from WWF?
Hogan?
No. I mean, the guy who owns it. Jim McMahon. Vince McMahon.
Ed McMahon.
Ed McMahon. I even said...
Of course!
But he was the guy who challenged him because there was this thing in the contracts that said you can't really use anybody's image or something, and I own you basically. And Jesse Ventura sued him because he's like, hey, you're using my image on these action figures. And then they fired him, and when they picked him up for Saturday Night Live main event, which was on Saturday, around Saturday Night Live. Instead of having Saturday Night Live on,
Yeah,
they had
like
wrestling.
once a month,
Yeah. Well, they only picked him up because of Jesse Ventura.
Yeah.
They said, hey, look, you don't have Jesse anymore, then we don't want you. So then McMahon had to ask Jesse to come back.
Yeah.
But Jesse Ventura, he pretty much...
Because he was a color commentator.
a lot of people resonated with his message when he voted for governor.
Yeah.
And he says, this is Jesse Ventura, he says they put him in a room, and they said, how did you win? And there's all these guys in suits asking him. And he said, I don't know, people voted for me. But isn't that funny? They go, how did you win? How did you do
That
this?
whole distinguished gentleman scenario.
Yeah, get 'em
type of
up.
thing, right? And hey, you can't go wrong with Captain Freedom's workout.
Oh no.
Was that what he did?
That was the thing
Running
from
Man.
Running Man with Captain Freedom. That is some traveling vomit.
He is Dolomite.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Which he actually was. I forget. He was like a brown or a red belt.
What?
Or something like that.
Who? Really?
Yeah.
He was a what?
Garrett Morris, because he was a martial artist.
Look at that. That's awesome special effects.
You are not thinking about going out. I hope you got a gun on you, Charlie.
Because they talk. Because there was that thing.
That's profiling.
There was that thing back in like the 90s or whatever when Garrett Morris got shot, and he talked about that in the podcast too, where because he almost died like from like I think someone was trying to mug him or something, and then like he said like he goes, I hadn't really practiced martial arts in a long time, so I tried to be tough, and unfortunately that's how it worked out. Or we know how that worked out for me.
Better look out for those roving stuff gangs.
Yeah.
This suddenly turned into the Warriors.
Look at that. Just
Oh
right.
my God, he's sprung a leak.
Something wrong
Oh,
with
that
this.
guy. Oh!
They
Damn.
look like Roger.
That
Reed.
is awesome.
That line, Garrett Morris's line, was classic. What's wrong with that sucker?
Like how they're very slowly catching
Yeah.
up to him.
It's like these people are all under some sort of mind control.
And he's actually helping them go.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not really with them.
Oh, back in your mouth.
Much better.
See, now I know why I don't eat Greek yogurt.
I like how they just saw
Casually.
people's heads explode,
Yeah.
and then
Just
they
go to the
like,
diner.
let's go get something to eat now.
I'm starving.
Yeah. I just punched some guy's jaw off. Let's
must
go
be-
get a burger.
I don't even know my own strength.
You got any of the stuff?
That guy doesn't have a jaw. He doesn't know what the stuff is.
I did. Can't get it. Well, I ordered them.
I got some in my pants. That's what the cook said.
Oh, that guy's a member. You can tell by his jacket.
You sure you no longer need my iron fist?
Hey now.
Oh, yeah.
Hey-oh.
It's like he was foreshadowing something that would come out
30 years later.
20 or 30 years later.
Hey, could he be one of the defenders?
Well, he's Luke Cage's dad. Oh, actually, he was in Ant-Man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was very briefly in Ant-Man.
See, it all ties back into Marvel.
Yeah.
Here you go, honey. Thanks a lot. There you go. Fellas, any of you guys going down Route 105 to give the guy a lift?
I noticed you're a member, sir.
Is your friend coming with you? Oh, no, he got other business. Charlie, remember where you are.
The South.
Uh-oh, where's she going? Look, she looks like she needs to eat the stuff.
She's a little tasty.
Whoa!
All right, stuff. Get a load of these. Oh.
Jesus.
Would it be great to just have like like downtown Chicago and have like a little cart selling the stuff and see what people say?
See how many people like get it?
Yeah.
How many people
It's
actually
like, what
see
is
the movie?
that? It's like, you must eat it. Oh no. It's like a covert community team of people. Whoa.
Can you describe the vehicle, sir? It had this stuff all over it.
Apparently, he's been too vocal.
I killed that bear.
That bear's made of the stuff.
And that guy was the captain from Under Siege.
What?
Yeah, or the admiral or whatever. the hell it
Oh,
was.
yeah, you ain't kidding.
Yeah. The guy Gary Busey shoots.
See, and then when he said we're gonna make a sequel, I got this guy I want to recommend you to play the villain in the next one.
Eric Bogosian, yeah.
Talk radio guy.
That dude sounds drunk.
Everybody in this movie sounds drunk.
I'm just gonna read my lines. Okay.
I would not be surprised if little flasks were handed out freely on set.
Long before you test marketed the product in Stater, so where did it all start? Everyone in Stater went to a little town called Midland, Georgia, and now you're from your own side.
I wonder if his like plan in life was to be like the B movie actor of the '80s. You know, like
That would be my plan in life. Jeez. I always told my teachers, like, you can be famous, Tomas, and I said, no, I don't want to be famous. Then I'd have to sell my soul. But I do want to be like cult famous. You know, being cult famous is way better.
Jeffrey Combs.
Or like Crispin Glover.
Oh shit!
I would like to be the Crispin Glover of magic tricks.
Okay, so I'm going to pull a rabbit out of a hat.
Now he'd be like, I'm gonna pull a rabbit out of my hat.
And then you gotta do the little crazy Friday the 13th Part 4 dance.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But you're right.
When he comes
that
to the
wasn't it.
Music Box Theater in Chicago, there's a line around the block to see him.
What movie was it that he played? It was like, what is it about?
Yeah, it's called. Well,
Or,
what
there was a
what
question.
is it? Yeah,
What is it? Yeah.
that was an album that he put out. Where he did the best rendition of These Boots Were Made for Walking on that album, and then he had another one called Clowny Clown Clown, and the music video for that's awesome. And I forget what the name of his movie. He has 3 movies, and they all starred people with Down syndrome. Very, very strange. But he wasn't doing it to poke fun. No. It was just an artsy, way, way, way artsy. Like, yeah, very, very strange. But he was I would say, he I think he knows that he's strange, where a lot of the people in the crowd were legitimately strange. There was, like, really creepy people in there, like Stranger Danger, but he was, like, just an eccentric guy.
A lot of people have whistles hanging around their neck.
Well, his dad, Crispin Glover's dad is an actor.
Bruce Glover.
Yeah,
he's in I just watched Warlock 2. He's in Warlock 2. He plays the priest from town.
Or the preacher. Yeah, because he technically couldn't be a priest if he had a daughter. But I always remember him as the Bond villain in Diamonds Are Forever.
Oh yeah, there was like that gay duo.
By the bug.
Yeah, the gay duo villains from Diamonds Are Forever.
Mr. Kit and I forget the other one.
Yeah,
like the one that he was. But he was bitten by the bug.
Yeah, him and his son, they make weird acting choices.
Yeah. And there was some movie where he played an adult version of Crispin Glover that like came out fairly recently. Oh, 80s.
Look, he's wearing shorts under his
and fucking
sweatpants.
This is what would happen if the stuff met Flashdance.
Or Fame.
And Step It Up.
See, they're trying to...
Yeah, I guess bras didn't exist in the 80s.
When you're on the stuff, you don't need bras. Oh my
Star
god,
Wars
Star
version.
Wars, hello!
Yeah.
He's ticked.
His mom won't take him to see Return of the Jedi.
I'm trying to figure out what those curtains were. It almost looked like Teen Wolf or something.
It's probably Star Wars. Got a hankering for something creamy.
Yep. And also the stuff.
It's the only movie you'll ever see where someone is afraid of the refrigerator. They threw out the Spam, you bastards!
Well, it's still good. I mean, it's reserved for God knows how long.
It's covered in salt.
Well, I don't even care that it's 3 weeks overdue.
What are they playing? Is that Commando?
Zaxxon.
Oh, Zaxxon.
Oh, yeah. Is that a ColecoVision?
I think it is.
See the control. Yeah, because, it had like a little dial, yeah.
I've lost 5 pounds already this week and I've never felt better.
This new stuff diet.
I've also been vomiting it up like crazy.
And I got this weird crick in my jaw.
Also, I'm losing sight in one of my eyes.
And then Wilford Brimley pops out from behind and goes, diabetes. Oh, I miss the old days of CRT TVs.
Little microorganisms move, Jason. I mean, if you could see them with the naked eye.
I won't look at the camera.
You know,
Fighting the urge.
I
to
watched
look directly in the camera.
Halloween 4 last night, and a lot of the actors have problems doing that in that movie. They're like,
That little girl is cute. And then she got
Danielle
old.
Harris.
The little girl?
Danielle
Is that
Harris?
Yeah, is that
Yeah.
her? Well, she got to be cute. Like, she got to be... I don't
she's in
know.
the Hatchet movies.
Yeah.
The Hatchet
Yeah, well,
sequel.
she
She wasn't in the
she was
first
in
one.
the Rob Zombie.
No, on the Rob Zombie
yeah.
Halloweens, yeah. She got butt-ass naked in that one.
Yeah.
And it was creepy as fuck when it did.
Yeah. But well, she I think she stepped away because.
No, she's directing now.
Yeah, well,
Really?
She stepped away.
There's like this
Yeah.
female-oriented anthology horror movie. I think it was called like XY.
Yeah, but like there was.
And
that
she
brief-
directed one of the segments in
There
it.
was that brief period like after Halloween, and like she did like the Last Boy Scout and something. Then like she stopped doing it because I think she had like a stalker, and like there was like that.
Well,
long
she
period where
said
didn't
she
do
really
anything.
got
Yeah.
down. It's on the
Yeah.
documentary of Halloween 6 where she said that her character was supposed to make a comeback in that movie, and she gets killed off like in the first like 20
Yeah,
minutes
yeah.
or whatever.
Like,
She
you
wanted to
can't
come
say
back, and they were like, "Okay, we want you to come back, but you're only 17. You have to be emancipated because the hours we need you to work, you can't be a kid working on this movie."
Yeah.
So she paid like $6,000 to get like emancipated from her parents, so she can work the hours they're having to do that school shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she goes, "All I want you guys to do is pay me $6,000 to reimburse me, and I'll be in the movie." They said they're only going to give you $500 for a week.
Come on.
And they're like, "It's not a big role in the movie. You're not even the main character in the movie anymore. We're not giving you $6,000." And she was like, "F you guys, I'm out."
Yeah.
And she didn't work in Hollywood for years
Yeah.
after that because
Well,
it
like-
pissed her off so
yeah.
much. She's like, because she said
Do you think
hung
she
out
was
with
blacklisted?
Mustafa Akkad when she was a kid. She hung out with Mustafa Akkad. She was at his house all the time. His daughter was like her best friend, and he royally fucked her like that. And she was just kind of like, "I'm done with Hollywood. If I
Yeah.
can't trust these people that are friends of mine."
Yeah.
So the first time I saw her in something after the Halloween movies and Last Boy Scout was probably Hatchet 2.
Well, then she did. God, is it?
Motley Crue.
What?
That's,
Oh, he flushed
I'm
it
gonna
down.
say the cream cheese has gone bad!
Oh, I will survive. Okay, I won't.
I remember in high school there was a teacher named Miss Krukoff, and I wrote Motley Krukoff on the on the desk, and I got in trouble.
Oh, great stuff. We worship thee.
Is that a vibrator? What is that? You see that? See that thing?
Oh, it's Dobson. It's Dobson over here.
Oh, you crafty little kid. You.
Yeah. See? Are you doing it? Oh yeah, Mom.
Wow,
It's those
great
glasses
stuff.
to see the eclipse.
What
There was an eclipse today.
What eclipse? It got cloudy and then it was it. It got overcast and then the sun came out. I stepped out on the balcony. Everyone was saying put your phone in like selfie mode
Yeah.
and then face away from the sun. You can watch it on your phone.
Yeah.
I walked outside to do it and I'm like, I can't see shit. It's all clouds. Nothing.
I walked outside. I came back in. I was like, "You guys, did you stare at the eclipse?"
Trump
Because you
did.
can't see. He did.
It was on the
Not
front page
long.
of Yahoo. He walked outside the White House. He was on the front porch. And he looked right at it.
He didn't stare at it long enough.
No, he didn't. He didn't vaporize.
Also, kid, that shaving cream is gonna tear up your insides.
Yeah.
You probably would have been better off eating this stuff.
He's gonna vomit. Barbasol tastes like shit.
You don't get tired now if you're going to properly.
I usually like to drink Listerine that way. I have minty fresh breath and I never have to clean my toilet. You guys, that was a joke.
Deceived.
He's out of there. Oh, they're chasing him. Come back. Participate in eating the stuff.
One of us.
Google gobble. Google gobble.
They need to start screaming like those guys in Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Love the zoom.
Yeah. Thank God I just happened to be driving in this neighborhood.
Yeah, there's some crazy loopholes in this
What
movie.
is it with them like actually pushing the vehicles
Yeah.
to get them
we
going?
need to help you get away. It's the Red. Oh fuck! It's the Red Bull of the day.
See, that's what happens when you eat nothing but the stuff. You get a breath so fast you can't keep up.
You lick your lips a lot, sniff a lot.
No, that's the spice.
Oh,
You start folding time, folding space and time.
you don't even need to sleep anymore.
No. Hey, the sleeper has
Everybody
awakened.
has to eat shaving cream once in a while.
Shaving cream. That used to be a Dr. Demento tune.
I miss Dr. Demento. Is he still on?
No, he's off.
Retired.
You feel no better?
I saw him at the College of DuPage. And I brought him a rubber fish. You know, and I go, could you autograph this? And he goes, why would you give me a rubber fish? And I said, for fish heads. You think he'd get that?
All aboard for Georgia.
I remember when Stanley Spadowski sprayed whipped cream in his mouth.
Yes.
I used to listen to Dr. Demento all the time as a kid.
Yeah, I remember it
First
used
got
to be on.
introduced to Weird Al.
Yeah, same here.
Yep.
And Will Smith, too. Will Smith.
Really?
Parents just don't understand that rap
Oh,
song.
yeah.
That was always on Dr. Demento.
Wait, Will Smith was a singer?
Yeah. The Fresh Prince with DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Ugh.
Those were the days.
There was a time when Will Smith was really funny.
Yeah.
Yep. And not a Scientologist.
Thank you. Very nice, Clyde.
I went to the Scientology when I went to L.A.
Yep.
They have this thing called Psychiatry and Industry of Death. And this is one of the moments in my life when I said, well, good for me. I put the puzzle pieces together because I go to this museum, which I don't like psychiatrists, but the museum was extremely, one-sided because L. Ron Hubbard hated psychiatrists, and here I am in L.A. and I'm like, wait a minute, nobody would be a whistleblower like this. I mean, who would fund this? This is a beautiful museum.
It's Tom Cruise, right?
And then I look on the wall and it says L. Ron Hubbard, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Scientology. And my girlfriend made a beeline, but they really liked me because I'm an entertainer, and my girlfriend's she's a nurse, and they didn't care about her, but they really liked me.
You can bring in some money.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I went to LA, we drove past the big, campus that they have on the main highway, and it is like beautiful, but every freaking corner has a camera on it. If you are not a Scientologist and you're walking through, they will eyeball the shit out of you. They want you off their property as fast as possible. It's really kind of creepy.
Well, I don't know. There's 40,000 cameras in the city of Chicago, so.
They probably had that many on that block.
Uh-oh, that guy.
It was what?
He's got silly putty on his face. It's like this. It's like when the scene whenever they fry the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Got to watch a Scientologist on the side of the street that was trying to offer people those stress test things that they get into a fight with a guy that was like had a picket. He was picketing them because he was a Christian.
Yeah.
And I watched him get into a screaming fight with my brother's girlfriend. We're just standing on the side of the road going like, this is worth the triple. This is worth the triple.
I don't know. It's like I kind of agree with them, and they're anti-drug. They're so anti-drug, and I agree with that. And they're very anti-psychiatry, and I agree with that. And also, they were a group of people that infiltrated the federal government. They had something called Operation Snow White, and it's when they pretty much had all these Scientologists as spies to raid all the paperwork on them, and they successfully did that and were busted. So if a bunch of people who believe in aliens could successfully infiltrate the U.S. government, that's kind of weird, How could they do that?
Money and power.
Yeah.
I said, okay, I'm
I don't have a problem with them as long as they don't have a problem with me. Well, they probably do have a problem with me, but
Well, Mormons. Are you guys Mormon?
no.
Okay. Let's trash talk. I like Mormons. I've met Mormons who are really nice, but they will eat, breathe, live, and sleep. If you do not participate with them, like for example, I knew a girl who wanted to leave, and she was targeted heavily for wanting to leave the church. I mean, harassed nonstop, craziness, insanity.
That's
Same-
like something that you hear from like the Scientology church.
Scientology, same thing. If you want to leave, they will ruin you.
Yeah. Like they'll have all your friends in the church ostracize you. No one's able to talk to you anymore.
But I watched because I took all their stuff, like all their DVDs, like they gave me all this, all the pamphlets, and it's a lot of common sense, like be good to other people. It's like a nice little self-help thing, but then you got to pay to do that.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this kid is a better secret agent than the lead in the movie.
He's actually
This kid should be the new James Bond.
He's accomplished way more.
Yeah.
For some industrial.
Now this is
spy
kind
that
of dumb though. Watch this.
Yeah.
He gets in this.
That they fill with the stuff,
Yeah.
obviously.
Whoops.
Everyone's got to have that
He
one
immediately regrets that decision.
big... Yeah. Everyone's got that one big derp moment in their life.
This dirt moment brought to you by Nike.
Yeah, you're hosed.
Let me out on the stuff!
Trade secrets.
Yep.
He's taking pictures.
So you had a long flight and all, and I know that you both must be tired. We made arrangements for a motel for you nearby.
Suddenly this became Halloween 3.
I was
Yeah,
honestly, seriously,
totally.
I was just gonna say the thing about this movie is it reminds me a lot of Halloween 3.
It totally does.
Wow, Jeremiah, stop being all simpatico.
The one
all
song.
Three of us are simpatico at the same time.
That one song in Halloween 3 really always got to me.
I actually, when I was doing the sound for the Kiss Kiss Cabaret, not the Kiss Kiss Cabaret, the one that Donna Touch was doing. Oh, shit. What was it called?
The Real Tease.
Original Tease.
Original Tease.
That was when I was doing the sound for them. They asked me to come up with like a playlist for the Halloween show that they were doing.
Yeah.
So I made like a DJ set where all the songs kind of melded together, and I used that.
Really?
That
So it was
song
like
from Halloween 3 as
was
the
like
wraparound.
get with it.
No,
Halloween.
not quite.
Oh.
But I used that as like the wraparound.
Remember
Everything
as a
kind of
kid,
tied
this
into
scene,
it.
the scene that's coming up, like the thing, because it comes up. Well, I won't spoil it, but
That's a
fucking
stick.
Pagoda!
What?
Right?
And
Where's the beef lady?
you know what's funny is Abe Pagoda looked like that from this moment until he died.
Yeah.
It's like that dude decided I'm gonna look like I'm fucking 86 for the rest of my life. Which was from
Same
that
thing
point,
with George Burns,
30
man.
years
George
later.
Burns, like he was 100 years old for like the
I
last
think
40 years.
you want to hear. I think he died before 100 because you don't see him. He slipped in the tub. When old people slip in the tub, that's when it's pretty much. I think he.
But no, this scene always creeped me out as a kid, like where the whole like stuff smothering scene.
Is this the Nightmare on Elm Street scene?
Probably.
Yeah.
See, back in you had to be more creative when you have. That's why I like B movies.
Yeah,
You know, if you spend like all these millions and
Where it comes out of the fucking
millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That means somebody actually took the time to fill their pillowcase with the stuff.
And oddly enough, it was the most comfortable sleep they ever had.
Sleep number. It was a stuff
Yeah.
number.
Or a memory foam. It was
Oh.
before it existed.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah.
That's smart.
Good old kerosene.
Don't worry, I'm just going to set your face on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do they figure out fire? Was this earlier in the movie? I can't remember.
No, I don't think they've done anything with fire yet.
Oh no. Whoa, it's like
Oh, you're burning my face!
that's some Richard Pryor shit right there.
Oh, shit.
Also, look how he has like
Whoa!
the gel.
JoJo Dancer!
He had like all the
Uh-oh.
gel all over his arms. Oh, the brawny man!
Yeah,
Oh,
the Nightmare on Elm
see,
Street scene, yeah.
Look at how they did this. Look at how
Rotating
creative.
room.
Look at how creative that is. And it looks creepy as hell.
Say goodbye to Brawny.
You can tell how far they're leaning forward because the room's tilting. And
You
they're
guys, that
attached
looks
to
like it looks like a Peter North porn I saw.
Look out, Johnny Come Lately. There.
Look, everyone evacuate the hotel. Oh, fuck them, let's just leave.
They didn't realize that shaving cream is flammable. Yeah, it's like you realize like they had to come up with some sort of like a scene like this. How do we write a scene to
Yeah.
fix or to match up with like the technology we have available with the money we have available?
Yeah.
We'll just borrow that rotating room from the Nightmare on Elm Street set.
What was this before or after that?
This was after.
Okay.
But they also used the exact same room in Breakin' 2.
Oh. In this?
And no, in
Nightmare on Elm Street.
the one that they used in Nightmare on Elm Street, the
Yeah, like
rotating
the
room.
yeah,
They use that in Breakin' 2, and I'm sure that's the same room here.
Yeah.
We'll take our own guided tour.
Oh, Canon Films.
Oh,
Canon.
Oxygen, yes.
I used to have a Canon Films T-shirt, with the logo, and then someone would be passing by me, and they look at me, and I remember one guy gave me like a thumbs up, like he gave me that look, like, "Hey, I know what you're wearing, and you're cool," and I was like,
grew up in the 80s.
and I was like, "Yeah, I know that you know that I'm cool."
That means you too have seen American Cyborg Steel Warrior.
Oh, I really like all the Charles Bronson stuff.
Oh God, Death
Death
Wish.
Wish 3.
Oh
It's
God,
the best one.
Oh my God. Your wife has.
Or
What is
your wife
it?
has expired.
Your wife has expired.
She just had a broken arm. Yeah. I love
She
the
died
doctor.
from a broken arm.
The doctor was just like, yeah, there are complications. If you'll excuse me now, just walks away. The worst bedside
When
manner.
when I asked if you wanted to do the podcast, I was hoping that you would pick a Canon movie. I was like, please pick Life Force. Please pick Life Force.
Well, there's always next time.
Yeah.
I just remember I had a friend of mine who was an impressionist, but he's in his 60s, and all the impressions that he does are people from like years, like Phil Silvers, and people that people forgot about. And when you call him up, his voicemail would go, "This is Brunson, in for, Rumba. Leave a message at the beep, you maggot." And I go, "Who the hell is that?" And he goes, "Charles Bronson." He did a Charles Bronson impression on his voice message, and it was dead on.
But no one remembers who the
But it's like, I had to explain to him, I'm like, yeah, I know that he's this legendary filmmaker, but like, it's like 2007, nobody really remembers Charles Bronson. I mean, people remember him, but they're not going to know.
Yeah.
Hey, don't
Bruce
forget,
Willis-
Bruce
it's
Willis.
gonna be
Bruce Willis is the new Charles
Yeah, I
Bronson.
saw that.
Yeah.
Which that's Chicago based. I mean,
Death Wish was awesome.
I don't know if
That first movie.
I not need a remake. Is Denzel Washington going to pop up in this one too?
no, I forgot. I always forget he was in the first. That is one messed up mushroom. It's like whack-a-mole.
Jesus.
So he's discovered horrendous secrets.
No, they sat there right off into the truck.
The horrendous secret that he's wearing a weave.
The only way I can figure out is to go on there and steal one of those trucks.
Phallic.
It looks like that creature from that episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation when they killed Tasha Yar. Except it's white instead of black tar.
Hey, is that Johnny Depp?
Oh, was this in 3D?
What?
Was that an outtake they left in by accident? Larry Cohen telling her, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah, I love to strap plastic explosives with my ankles too.
Redefine strap-on.
And meet me at Route 5 near the Parkway. All right?
Yeah, meet you at the park route at 5.
I'm high.
I do love encouragement.
Hey, the stuff makes people horny.
Apparently, Patrick
It's coming down.
Apparently, Patrick Dempsey is somewhere in this movie.
What?
Yeah, I'm looking at the cast list. He was underground stuff buyer. So
Wow. Remember that movie that he was in? It came back in the 9-0, and it was called Run.
Yep, I saw
Yeah.
that in the theater.
I saw that in the theater, and it's impossible to find on DVD.
Yeah, I have not seen it since probably the VHS days.
I have it on VHS.
Kelly Preston.
And Mira Sorvino is one of the factory workers. At some
What?
Well, think about it. It makes sense because her dad's in the movie. So
No, that's Danny Aiello.
no, Paul Sorvino is in this. Like,
He
you
is?
haven't seen him yet. Yeah,
Oh.
it showed me, like, he's like some militia guy or something that they haven't introduced yet.
Oh, Romy.
So keep an eye out. I'm sure
Yeah.
that we probably missed.
Yeah, we probably missed
Yeah.
What was it, McDreamy?
Yeah. Well, because he was an underground stuff buyer. And he wasn't even credited as the first underground stuff buyer.
He's number 2.
Yes.
Ooh.
Well, I outwitted him. Career.
We just borrowed a bunch of fire trucks. Yep, you're boned. Oh my god!
Nice green screen.
That's
there.
when the 80s special effects failed.
I love it.
Oh my god.
You know, remember? Did you guys get the chance to see the Roger Corman version of the Fantastic Four?
Yep, we watched it for the old podcast.
I really liked it.
Yeah, it's better than any of the ones they've made since.
I thought so too. And Roger Corman said of all the movies that he released, that one was the one that gave him the most headaches, and it was never released. And the guy just made the movie just to.
There's actually a documentary that they recently released about that because it was all just so they could keep the copyright.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they keep making these Spider-Man movies to reboot them, and because Sony doesn't want to let go.
Yeah. Although the last one was,
Well, they gave it back. They did
last one.
partially give it back to Marvel for the last one. They made it together.
Yeah.
You could still tell Sony was in charge of it a little bit because I don't know. I wasn't really that. They could have made it better. I thought.
But it was nice to see him like actually cast
A teenager,
you know.
And he held the movie very well.
Yeah, he did. He did do a good job.
And Michael, and it was great to see Michael Keaton finally come full fucking circle.
And the cool thing is like he's one of the best villains they've had in a movie in one of their movies in a long time. Like he was actually kind of relatable.
Yeah.
Oh no!
A miniature set. Stuff addict.
The stuff now with soil flavor.
Well, collectively, every stuff addict in the world just went. Ah!
Now it's granola.
Look, he says you're making me. All my family was ruined because of you.
I'm a weirdo raper guy.
Oh, there you go.
Do it.
Oh, the old. That's the way to.
Leave press-ons, you bitch.
Oh no!
Just random, but it's awesome.
I don't know, Fangoria magazine with like one of these exploding faces as a poster.
Was this a R-rated movie?
Let's see. It was.
Because it's like gory, but not. You know.
I think it has to be R-rated.
Yeah, it is. It was R-rated.
Do you know what the first PG-13 movie was?
Dreamscape?
Oh, I thought it was Gremlins.
No, Gremlins was PG.
Yeah, Gremlins
Oh, was it PG?
in reaction to like PG-13
Indiana
was,
Jones.
Yeah, because Temple of Doom and Gremlins was what prompted the PG-13.
Oh, is that what that was? I thought because it was like, oh, it's cute, but it's still scary.
Like Jaws was even like when they were talking about something new. But yeah, Dreamscape I think was the original first PG-13. That it was like that and the Flamingo Kid, where it came out around the exact same time. But now the cut that they have available of Dreamscape isn't really PG-13 anymore because they cut out all the chesticles.
Yep.
Chesticles. I like that. I like to call them shirt potatoes. Or fuck udders.
What's dangerous?
Oh, this is a great scene. How they talk the cop into eating the stuff. I like that kid.
It's got moxie.
Like, I can just tell by looking at this guy that he's probably the most inept cop ever.
One of the cops from Halloween 5 that got the clown music.
Yeah. Look at my Lee press on.
Oh, that's not a piece of eyeball under the one on my index finger.
I gotta go get some. I'm so hungry. You know how it is. You get so hungry if you go without stuff more than an hour or two. I bet you'll have it too after you're hungry. God, I'm so hungry.
For heroin.
I'm eating.
He's like, lady, I ain't stupid.
Nah, apparently he is because he needs the stuff. Look,
Well,
he's just on the floor.
The kid,
Boom.
She's like, don't eat it. He's like, duh.
Hey, look, there's a tire bag.
I'm gonna bypass it. It's too small. They probably control it. We never get out of it.
Man, we gotta get rid of these comic
I
bags.
have a hard time being convincing a lot of times.
Yeah, he's so good in this.
And I think this is where they introduce Paul Sorvino's character. Yeah, this is where
This is awesome.
I know the man who lives here. I know everything about him. He doesn't know me.
I say.
It's very with W.C. Fields delivery. You bother me, boy. Don't ask any questions. You know, you could have probably driven a little closer, but
I don't know. Check this out. This guy's prepared.
You got an army, but we're driving Optimus Prime.
he's only a colonel. Yep.
I totally forgot he was in this movie.
Mhm. And the Rocketeer.
Oh,
That's
God.
right. He was in the Rocketeer. I love the
I
Rocketeer.
love it. Only thing is, the Blu-ray of it is so freaking expensive.
Dave Stevens was married to Brink Stevens, the
B-movie
the
starlet?
B-movie starlet, and she was, in the comic book, Jennifer Connelly, the comic book version of her was based. He drew Brink Stevens. He used his wife as a body model. She is hot. Brink Stevens. I don't know how old she is, but even to this day, total babe.
I remember her. She used to dress up as Vampirella a lot.
Yeah, she looks a lot better than Linnea Quigley now. Linnea Quigley looks.
Linnea Quigley kind of fell apart.
She looks like a sock puppet with lipstick now, but and I mean that in a customer service friendly way, but Brink Stevens,
Tawny's still pretty good looking.
Tawny, she fell.
I saw her on that celebrity.
Yeah, but she had a lot. She's had like
What
a
was it,
lot
Celebrity
of, like,
Rehab or something?
Yeah, but she's had a lot of work done on her face.
But that was
Yeah,
that was the
I
last
think
time I
that
did see her with Celebrity
being
Rehab, so-
famous sucks. You can be famous and then you get to the top, and then now where do you go after that? Then you're chewed up, spit out, and then these women especially, they have to get face plastic surgery.
Somebody who looked good for years. I haven't
Meg
seen her.
Ryan, I used to think was
Yeah, but she
freaking
got
beautiful
way
and
too
adorable,
much- the
but
collagen and all
now
that shit.
Yeah.
nowadays I don't know what the hell she was thinking, but
Well,
like her
yeah,
lips
people-
are like past.
I
her
know.
nose.
Then you have women who you didn't like young
Melanie
Julianne
Griffith,
Moore.
too.
Well, like young Julianne Moore, I did not think was attractive, but 50s Julianne Moore, I'm like,
Is it-
damn, she's
is-
actually
Yeah, some ladies
Hot
look.
as hell. Like
Yeah.
what's her name? I used to think that Nicole Kidman was freaking awesome. She was just hot as fuck. Now,
Now
I'm like, what the hell? She did.
I want to
She's like
sing.
Michael Jackson.
I want to sing "We Are the World" to her. I want to feed her like a sandwich. She's like a white Ethiopian.
Oh,
I always preferred Naomi Watts.
Naomi Watts still looks good.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't understand. Like, okay, it's aging is natural. It's gonna happen.
No, but it messes with your head. You get to be with these upper echelon
types,
Hollywood types that and they don't want to lose it. They lose it.
But I still don't understand what the obsession with like this whole collagen lip thing is.
Yeah, I don't think that's-
understand what that is.
Yeah. If they put on orange lipstick, their
You
face
want
looks like a
to look
cheeseburger.
like a fish?
Is his name actually Staples? What was I saw his name tag as in Sergeant Staples.
You want to look like you just got attacked by bees 24 hours a day.
Staples and Spears. Sounds like a detective show.
I have a camo jumpsuit, but I can't find it. There's another joke.
It's hiding in plain sight.
What the hell is that? Why doesn't it have touch tones?
Is that the same guy that got
Also,
attacked in the
it's not a
hotel
cell
room?
phone. The brawny man?
Yeah, is that the same dude? I'm just a day player.
Hey! Found this here truck down by Highway 12, abandoned.
You mean abandoned?
Kind of figured you might get some kind of cash reward for bringing it back.
Or other service?
Yeah, okay. Move it on in.
Oh, Dotson. My dad.
You know
had
that
one
he's
of
not
those.
on this stuff if he's smoking.
Come on, move it on in. Not to be talked about, huh? Hey, it's all settled.
What?
Wow, what a
In
dick.
the
Nice.
freaking cheek, dude.
Oh!
I like how people are bleeding it now. But it's selective. If you notice, when the guy got cut in half when he got run over, he was like bleeding red, and then his head exploded and he was bleeding stuff.
Maybe he was on the stuff light.
Ah, the
The
diet.
taste.
Yeah, the taste.
Spoiler.
Attention, the main gate has been penetrated. Outsiders are entering the factory area. Do not resist them. Follow the agreed-upon course of action. Repeat. Follow the agreed-upon course
Take your cyanide pills now.
Yeah. No, this kind of reminds me of, remember the Heaven's Gate cult?
Yeah.
Where everybody had those purple outfits on and
Like
they...
the Nikes. And,
Yeah.
Hey, Jeremiah, I remember you wrote something similar.
Yeah, I wrote a little sketch, so like it was based off the Heaven's Gate.
At the Museum of Death in L.A., they have like a whole section about the Heaven's Gate cult.
It's like, do you realize they've both been on Law and Order?
No shit.
You guys watch...
About that.
I'm impressed. I thought I knew a lot about movies, but you guys are definitely the Godfathers.
Or Goodfellas in this
Oh.
case.
Yeah, I can be the walking, talking IMDb sometimes. Depends on how rested I am.
No show of resistance.
Stop resisting.
Doesn't matter if they are or not. There's no match.
Where's Mira Sorvino?
Where's my daughter?
That was a terrible movie. Oh, not without my daughter, sorry.
Did you hear what he said? We lost Nam.
Did we? Not according to John Rambo.
What would they want?
Oh, that was good. I talked to this. I actually realized this past weekend that I know someone who was a state arm wrestling champion. I said, "Yeah, how'd you get involved in being a DJ?" And he goes, "Oh, I was a 3-time state arm wrestling champ." And I was like, "Wow!" I'm like, "What's your favorite movie on arm wrestling?" And he goes, "Over the Top."
Because it's the only
And I'm
one.
like, "Yeah, that was a trick question. I think that's the only one."
I just love the Norm Macdonald sketch.
Oh, that guy's still moving. That guy's tongue was, he kept like flicking his tongue.
It was nerves.
How do you get out of here?
He kept on doing
the
the
door-
I don't know if
the
you noticed, but there was a
fucking-
guy in the top left corner of the screen. He kept doing this.
Come on, big boy. Come on. You think even with these guns you got in your hands, you think you can shoot anything you don't like? Well, what if what you don't like
Got a
is
teenage
inside
army.
you?
Inside.
Are they being? Yep.
Oh
Yeah,
wow!
that is kind of cool looking. Oh, there's your matte lines again.
Yep. Oh, it's clearly a miniature,
Yeah.
and then yeah.
It's just like you gotta wonder, like the pitch meeting for this movie. I want to make a movie about killer yogurt. Give me some money. Give me 1.2 million.
Imagine if you ate the blob.
Yeah.
Doors, my only weakness.
Oh, that was bad, but I love it.
No, they didn't technically beat it. It still got them.
Stay away from. Oh, that one's really bad.
That's awesome.
Head for the bridge.
Like the ice cream melted. That's awesome. It's on the Rampage. He's in Matt line there too.
I love it.
Yeah. That's when things were physical. You actually had to work.
Yeah.
I own 2 radio stations down in Atlanta.
One of them is run by Stevie Wayne down at Spivey Point.
That guy's like an Alex Jones.
Yeah, exactly. He's the 80s version of Alex Jones.
They recently had a fog problem.
You know, I used to run a radio station. I was the manager of a radio station, and this was back in the late 90s. I put Alex Jones on this radio station. It was a satellite feed, and the guy who owned the station was super Italian, right? And one day he comes in, and the guy goes, "Kid, who is this guy?" And he was the only show that was, like, interesting. And I was like, "Oh, I put Alex Jones on." And the guy goes, "Kid, this guy's talking about the Pope." you got to get him off the station. So I'm like, all right. So I shut him off. And I didn't think anybody listened to this station. And within 2 minutes, I must have counted 30 phone calls complaining, where is Alex Jones? He has a following. And this is back in the late 90s. And then Alex Jones calls. He goes, yeah, this is Alex Jones. Why is my feed in Chicago's off? I'm like, hey, you were talking about the Pope. And the guy wanted you off. So then I put on G. Gordon Liddy.
Is that the same radio station that James Azra used to work for?
No, actually, this station wound up being WCKG.
Suddenly, this movie just became DC Cab.
And the ending of Jurassic Park 3. He's like, I've never held a Tommy gun before.
I love those cabs.
Mr. T in there. I've been in fool. Don't need the stuff.
For the kids, stand school, drink your milk.
Get your 8 hours of milk.
Hey, he loves World of Warcraft.
He's a 37 level Mohawk.
I remember I used to see those commercials where they would get like the older celebs to do the. They did Ozzy Osbourne and they did Shatner. You know, they've never picked up a frickin' mouse to play those games
But they
before.
were offered money.
Oh, yeah.
But they picked up the giant bag of money they gave them to do those commercials.
Yeah, they got loot.
A cash receipt. Yes, sir. Proceed to the main lobby. We will reassemble.
Those were some of the ugliest bunch of soldiers I've ever seen.
Is that a $1,000 bill on the wall?
I believe so.
Buy clearances on as many stations as you can.
Why isn't Trump on it?
The network affiliates make it look
Because isn't that, I forget, isn't that Grant? No, Grant's on the 50. Who the fuck is on that?
See, that dial usually dims the lights.
I love that delivery. Get that shit off my station! A great fucking delivery.
You can't write this. Who you say that you...
What is that device in front of her?
It's some sort of thing that's.
Hey, I learned how to type on a typewriter.
Typewriter?
Yes.
What is this foreign
It's like
thing?
a computer that doesn't have a screen.
That's probably a better way to use, like, if you ever want to type something, you don't want people to know you're typing, use a typewriter.
What is that device
They'll hack
that
into your
child is
computer.
playing with?
It's like a reel of something. Oh, there he is.
I was on SNL, sucker.
Oh, Java Jim Charlie.
You're only the third most popular
And
dessert in
also,
the country right now.
That is a massive security breach right there. Those guys are the worst fucking malicious soldiers ever.
If you have this food in your possession, do not eat it. Good. If you're a merchant,
So,
you...
maybe I'll talk about it after it happens.
Yeah. You can tell this movie was made before 9/11.
Why did he just wipe his forehead with his hand? Like, goddamn, you sweaty.
I never did work from the FBI.
You are not going to do a program on this subject without the participation of Chocolate Chip Charlie. Because they stole my company out from under me. Man, you know that?
Sounds like, what's his face? Little Richard. I created rock and roll and they stole it from me.
Chuck Berry is a plagiarist.
Yeah. No, he just likes watching women go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought that was R. Kelly.
Liked.
Oh.
Not on my station.
Oh, racism.
Glad to see that somebody still likes me, and the answer is that I am just plain old Charlie W. Hobbs, a private citizen who wants to make a public statement, and you are not going to keep me off those microphones, O'Connell, even with all these stooges in a funny costume.
He's got memorization skills, dude. Come on, that took talent.
He's probably riffing at this point.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't doubt it.
Garrett, just go nuts.
Yeah.
You need to get from point A to point B. Just
get us there
any
in
way-
style.
Get there any way you can.
Speak one word of the commie party line,
He's like, I have an opera to go and perform.
and I will blow his head off.
It is hard to believe that he is an opera singer.
The Sorvino?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Professional opera singer.
I guess that's why he was in Repo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of them.
Yeah.
But, like,
Is that
the
guy
reason...
asleep?
Well, I wouldn't doubt it. But there was the reason why he kept coming and going from Law and Order so often in the first season was because he had, like, dates that where he had to perform and he wouldn't be able to do an episode because he was off doing a show.
Oh my god.
Oh. What's that thing on your neck?
It's like some sort of prosthetic device.
I thought he just had gout.
Yeah.
There's a goiter. Uh-oh.
It's the most awkward makeout scene ever.
This is this poster that I have in the Fangoria.
The scene?
Yeah.
Reminds me, there was that Ghostbuster toy where Winston's head would do this.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, that's right. Very good.
Also,
He
those
needs some
chocolate
real
chips-
dental work.
I was gonna say, are those chocolate chips in his mouth?
They got to him too.
Look at the kid's reaction, just like, okay. I've seen worse.
You know, his family did sort of die.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's the first time that kid has emoted the entire movie. So basically, they turned Chocolate Chip Charlie into a suicide bomber.
Oh, that's
Oh
not
my
real.
god!
Nice!
Why? Why? Hit the juice!
Wait, did you just say hit the Jews, you freaking anti-Semites?
That looks like the no, that
Oh my god. That's okay, she's in for it. She got it in the face. She got the pearl necklace treatment.
Just like ZZ Top. I really want s'mores right now.
No, we'll never get the clearances again.
This kid is our one eyewitness. Like, no one's gonna listen to me. I'm a kid. No one's gonna take me seriously.
My fellow Americans, this is Colonel Malcolm Grumman Spears.
Who?
I have made a mistake you.
He's that guy.
Tonight, America is in grave danger. We are under alien attack by a substance which represents itself.
Just imagine if this happened now and this was being, our only hope was, fucking Jones, like, doing a broadcast. Oh.
I think that's what's going on right now.
Oh. At this very moment, as we're recording the podcast, that's what's happening.
Hospital, and if you have this product in your home, cook it. I repeat, cook it.
And the people did believe.
Ooh.
In the weeks that followed, the stuff was withdrawn.
Like how it turns into a documentary.
The people felt they agreed.
Oh, I can finally look directly.
Look at that. People actually figured it out.
They're gonna,
Do you think that they
once the DTs hit them, they are going to really regret that.
Yeah, once their jaw dislocated and they vomited up copious amounts of the stuff, they might have realized something was wrong.
The Colonel.
And McDonald's.
Oh, that's back when they still had the playground.
You know what? I'm pretty sure McDonald's still sells the stuff in their sundaes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, that was just like so obviously a miniature.
Yeah, but it's awesome.
I know.
It's totally awesome.
Because it looks like something real is burning.
I have a friend of mine that worked in Hollywood, and he worked on a lot of big movies. This is in the 80s, but he developed an allergy to latex.
Really?
Yeah, poor guy. So he couldn't go back to work, but he did win an Academy. I went to his house. He's got he worked on Bicentennial Man, and he's got a cast of Robin Williams' face.
That'd probably be a nice little collector's piece now.
Oh, I used to have a girlfriend who I'd play dress up. We'd go in to his place, and he worked on Power Rangers, the movie, the first one. So she'd wear all the stuff, that he'd pretty much take home. He wasn't supposed to, but he snuck it out.
I know I spent it.
I'll say. I bought this fancy coat with your money.
I wonder at this point how many of Coen's movies had he been in. Like I think Q came out before this.
Let's know it. Let's see.
But I think Island of the Alive came out after.
Look here. Look at the new
Yeah,
camera.
Island of the Alive was like later in the 80s. Let's see here.
Send stuff in it just enough.
Let's see.
And the balance is natural dairy products. There won't be enough of the stuff in it to get a grip on anybody's mind to take over.
Oh, how do you know?
Testing. We're testing the small
I
element.
just realized
A small Illinois town.
his office kind of looks like Mr. Burns' office with the polar bear.
Because it's just like the attitude, like the way he just kind of like mumbles his dialogue. He's just kind of like, yeah, this is the last movie in my contract with Larry Cohen. I'm just kind of done with this shit. Just get me out of here.
He didn't get any more. Steph took away his parents, and took away his brother.
Let's see.
Yep. Him.
No. Put that away.
Yeah, Q was in
Please, I
82.
want to see them bleed the stuff.
Let me sit down now.
Hey, let's see.
This kid's a thug. He's tough now. He's hard. He's made.
Yeah.
Serve the gentleman.
No, I mean serve them.
Oh, he's gonna make him eat it.
You recognize that, don't you?
Oh, give it away.
No. Wait. Yeah, make a big old mountain of it right in the corner.
Yeah, this like totally ripping off Scarface.
Pass it on down. And dig in yourself.
Look, I had nothing to do with it. I didn't.
See this one? He's getting bigger and bigger.
So who carries a fucking Luger around?
Hitler.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Hitler loved this stuff, by the way.
He called it Ein stuff.
Did you see that dude's wristwatch? The guy with the beard? It's like red, and it looks like something a little kid would wear.
Was it like a little Mario Brothers watch?
Yeah, it looked like one of those old Transformer watches.
Over those, Swatch? Is that
Hey,
what-
wait a minute! Didn't they just switch place? Was that guy on the?
No, they're in the right
Oh,
place.
okay.
Yeah, it's like
Look,
a
see it?
Swatch or whatever, those things from the fucking 80s. Oh, my diabetes is really acting up.
Oh,
I'm starting to spike.
Oh, man.
Oh, no, yeah, he did
Here
Q.
they come,
And then,
right on schedule.
what's this one?
okay.
Guess we did it, Mom.
We just committed murder.
Is it really murder when you're dead inside?
Well, it's eating them from the inside.
Yeah.
Uh
Oh, wait.
oh.
This might be.
Oh.
Is it Dempsey?
Let's
Could-
see.
Could this be some sort of a hidden meaning in regards to drugs by making them illegal?
By golly, I think you're right.
Let's see.
That is not Patrick Dempsey.
Well, no, but I'm wondering if that.
The other one?
Yeah, well,
The one with the flock of seagulls
yeah,
haircut?
I can't tell if it's a man or a woman. Of course, he was kind of feminine looking when he was younger.
Oh,
That could
Be
be.
him.
It
That-
could
that
be.
might be him.
there you go. Ta-da!
Yep.
Now, can I tell you why I chose this movie?
Yes,
Go
please
for
do.
it.
Please do.
All right, I'm fascinated with World War II. And you remember that picture of the guy who was... Everybody's saluting Hitler, except for one guy refused... It's a world-famous picture. It's this guy, he refused to salute Hitler. And back in... After the 40s, after World War II, there was a program called Operation Paperclip. Are you guys familiar with
Is that the one
Operation?
where they tried to kill Hitler? Like, were
Is that
they,
the
No.
Valkyrie thing?
Operation Paperclip is when the United States government
oh, where they took all the scientists.
they took all the
Yeah.
German scientists and German psychiatrists
Yeah.
because all the experiments and psychological warfare tactics that they did on homosexuals and Jews and minorities, right? And they didn't want the Soviets to get this. So what they did was they rescued these scientists. And
That's how our space program was basically created, right?
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the tactics, if you ever wonder, how could so many people, it's like this movie, how could so many people not see, they're eating the stuff, and how could they not see what they're doing? And this kid sees the danger of what was going on in Germany in the 40s. People it was turned into a creepy surveillance state where if you ever wonder how Hitler got into power, it's because everybody was spying on everybody and ratting everybody out and gaslighting people. And that program that was used to make sure that Adolf Hitler was in power, anybody who was against the establishment at that time was subjected to these gaslighting tactics.
Oh.
And
Brooke Adams.
Yeah. Sorry.
it's all right. It's all right. And so what I'm getting at is programs like that, government programs like that, can be dangerous to participate in. And that kid, I would hope, would be me. You know what I mean? If you lived in Germany at that time, do you think you would be going along with the masses?
Yeah.
Or would you be against what Hitler's rhetoric was? And you know what? I could honestly say that I probably would have caved in. I probably would have been...
yeah, I mean, like, whenever... But also, like, depending on the age, depending on... You know, like, for a kid's much more impressionable, you know, as opposed to, like, an adult.
Right.
Yeah.
But I would like to think that I would be this kid from the stuff.
Yeah.
I would be like, don't participate in it. Don't do it. It's bad. It's danger. And you have to have people like that in the world to warn others when they see what's going on.
Yeah.
But, you know, honestly, if I put myself in that situation, if they harass you and shun you and make it so that you're not wanted and hurt you and probably kill you, would you still be with Hitler? And my answer would be, I think I'm going to have to sell out and do what everybody else was doing because
You don't want to die.
Because I don't want to die. I don't want my family to be hurt. And the reason that one guy in that picture who wasn't saluting was targeted is because he fell in love with a Jewish woman. They separated them and they put him, because he didn't want to leave her, they put him in a working camp and he died too. But that guy was a hero. That guy was brave. And when I was watching this movie, I'm like, that kid would be that person if it was a real life scenario. I pray that in the United States, that because, you know, we had these programs, you know, the United States pretty much befriended these German scientists.
Yeah.
And so, my God, you know, things are crazy and we just have to be careful. And that's the reason I chose the movie. The other movie that I was going to choose was They Live, but I think that's kind of like a status quo type. Everybody likes that.
Yeah.
And then also...
like the whole static class warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a political statement in that,
well,
but...
even Carpenter even said, he wrote that about Reagan's America.
Yeah, Reaganomics.
Yeah. And how Reagan America never really left. And in this day and age, you see he was fucking right.
Yeah.
You know?
Now that movie is like more appropriate than ever.
It's like, you know, certain people, I always feel that certain directors are always ahead of that curve. Like Paul Verhoeven, John Carpenter, like, seem to be like, when their movies come out, no one really ever gives them the fucking credit.
Yeah.
Until years later, and when they rediscover these movies, they're
like The Thing.
Yeah. And they're just like, holy shit.
It's like, oh my God, this is all about like Cold War paranoia.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
There was something he was actually trying to say with all the gore and effects and all
Right,
that.
and same thing with like this movie. If you watch the bat where Larry Cohen, it was a little political statement that he had, you know. But of course, he's not going to go out and say that, so he has to make a movie about killer
It's like the old Star Trek
killer
episodes
yogurt.
were kind of the same way.
That's what so many, you know, sci-fi writers did too. Like, look at Orwell, look at Philip K. Dick, look at all these people.
Star Trek.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like they weren't really, you know, people are like, oh, it's just a fictional, you know, it's just some fictional sci-fi adventure. It's like, no, they're fucking criticizing the government that they're living in.
But I guess that's their, you know, freedom of speech is pretty much, I don't know if it's over with. They want us to believe that there is a freedom of speech, but you have to be careful what you say in today's times. And movies are a way to sneak in little messages here and there to let people know what's going on. There you go. And that's why I chose this movie.
And on that note,
It's like, man, we got really deep there.
Well, I mean, again, you know, I just worry, like when I see that little kid, I'm like,
would you be that kid?
I would
you
be.
have the strength?
Would I be the kid to say don't do it? And I can honestly say, maybe months ago I thought I'm going to be that kid. I'm going to be the kid that says no. But then as I sat there and I thought, well, they'll ruin you.
It's a slippery slope, you know. That's the problem. It's just like There's no. I don't really think there is a real fucking answer until like you're put in that situation.
I guess people just don't know. When you're put in a situation like that, you don't know how hard it is.
Yeah.
I hope in life I make right decisions and right choices. God, I wish I could be the stuff kid, but I don't think I can be.
Eat the shaving cream.
Yeah.
Well, anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed watching the stuff as much as we did.
Thanks for having me back, by the way.
Hey, no problem. And,
You're welcome back anytime
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Oh, man. I have God Told Me To, which is the other Larry Cohen movie, which is batshit crazy.
See, I've never seen it, so that would be perfect.
It's about a shooter, and he's shooting like random people, like on a watchtower, and then they ask him, why'd you do it? And he says, God told me to.
And like I said, one of the very few movie roles that Andy Kaufman ever had, that and Heartbeats.
Oh, God, I saw that in the theater when I was a kid.
All right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but no.
This is turning into the Return of the King with like 15 different endings.
Can I end on a magic trick?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, both of you, I want you to pretend you're 6 years old.
Okay.
And I give you a marker. And I say, I want you to draw something. And that something has to be something that a 6-year-old would draw. Nothing too ornate like a Transformer or a Pokemon or whatever. Something easy like a mountain is easy, or a smiley face, or a bicycle. But don't choose those. Something different. And then it has to be something that would be real. You just can't do a shape like a circle or a triangle. So are you picturing something? I'm going to see if I can get this. If I fail miserably, I'm sorry. Okay, we'll start with you.
Okay.
In this item, I want you to picture it if it's real.
Okay.
And I want you to picture the word underneath. So, for example, if you're thinking of a smiley face, picture the word smiley.
Okay.
Do you see the word?
Yeah.
Is there an A in this word?
No.
Is there an S in the word?
No.
Is this thing bigger than you?
Yes.
Can you touch it?
Yes.
Is it alive?
I guess it would be alive. All right.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
A tree.
Oh, yeah.
Boom! Fucking presto!
Oh.
Pretty good. What'd you think? Not bad?
Oh, not bad. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's like those number tricks you see like on
Yeah,
Facebook
what were you
pick a number between this and this.
Were you thinking the same thing? Or?
No.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if I want to try it because I might get it wrong. I'd rather end on a win.
We'll end it there.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, you're just easy to read.
I guess. Yeah. It's got one of those faces.
One time I did that for this lady, and she looked like she ran the 50-yard dash in a 40-yard gym, and she had like the cigarette, and she's sitting there smoking. And I said, okay, think of whatever. And then I couldn't get it, like I was wrong. And I go, what did you think of? She goes, the Grim Reaper. And I go, at 6 years old? And she goes, I had a fucked up childhood, man.
Well, on that note.
And if you would like to be a guest and you live in the Chicagoland area, hit us up on the Facebooks.
Also, maybe if people have suggestions of movies you want us to look at, by all means.
Say we don't have a guest lined up, Jeremiah and I can just watch one.
Yeah.
So send us suggestions for 70s, 80s, or 90s films.
Yes.
All right. And scene.
Bye-bye.